Stuckey with ArtsAltoona Live. Thank you so much for joining us here today at the Pauline Rodgers School of Dance. We're in this incredible studio. It is such a beautiful school. And today we're pleased to welcome Miss Pauline herself. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
To begin, you recently accepted an award in honor of your predecessor, Ruth Barnes, at the Blair County Arts Hall of Fame celebration. What were your earliest memories of her? Because I understand that you started taking lessons at age 9, right?
I did. My mother looked all around for the best dance school, and she took me there. And her sister, Catherine Barnes, everyone knew her by Miss Kitty, and she taught me to get me caught up to the class because I started in March, and then the recital was in June, so I was in the recital that year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that was my earliest association with her.
And could you give our audience a little bit of a background of the school? Because at first it was Ruth Barnes School of Dance. Now, obviously, the president's Pauline Rodgers School of Dance. And I understand that for Ruth, she started the school, I think, in 1924. So yeah. This has been a long-running thing. So can you give just our audience just a little bit of background on the progression of how everything happened? And
Sure. We were in a building downtown where the Penn State Conference Center is right now, and 65 steps up to her floor, to her dance floor. So then they renovated Altoona, and we moved to different places, the UVA Club, then we went to the Knights of Columbus downtown, and then I bought this building from Debbie Anthony. We moved here about 10 years ago. Yeah, so.
Now, I see that you're holding a cane.
I did.
So can you tell our folks about this cane?
I wanted to bring this because everybody knew Ruth Barnes by her cane. She never hit anyone with it, but she would tap the floor to get the rhythm of the music. And then she might push their knees out or turn their foot out with it. But anyway, you can see how it's bent slightly because of hitting the floor so many times. And I still have it here.
That is so wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that to shame. Now, could you talk about some of the notable students that came through the school and what that meant to Ruth and to you as a teacher later on?
Of course, Janet Blair was a movie star. And she even came to see some of our recitals when I was in them. And then Charles Dixon, he was a ballet master in different ballet companies, Chile and in London and Mississippi, different places. And she taught him.
Wow. And
Keith Michaels, I also taught him too. And he's in New York City right now, and he has the New York Theater Ballet.
Okay.
And Susan Mitchell, very beautiful dancer. She was in the Washington Ballet Company, Washington, D.C. And she still comes and teaches for us now and then. Yeah.
That is so amazing. Now, could you describe for our audience how Ruth's legacy of dance, because I know in her biography for the Arts of Blair County thing, she was known as the woman who taught Altoona to dance. So how did that legacy carry on in your school of dance?
Well, of course, she taught me everything I knew. Now, I took some lessons from Charles Dixon in different places, but very strict. And she would go away and study all summer to different teachers to learn and get better in her ballet technology and everything. Yeah, it was even her tradition of saying, we used to say, "Thank you, Miss Barnes, I enjoyed my dancing lesson." I still do that. The children all say, "Thank you, Miss Pauline, I enjoyed my dancing lesson."
I like that.
And the manners, when they pass out, the little ones, when they pass out pretzels, and used to be she gave gumdrops, but her dentist said, "You don't give those children candy." So we give them pretzels now, and we let them pass it out, and they say thank you, and you're welcome.
Right.
And things like that. Yeah, so her legacy's still moving on.
Right, and how has how's the school changed over time? The landscape of what dance, the types of classes that are offered, how has that changed from 1924 with Ruth Barnes all the way up to the present?
Of course, it was ballet then, strictly ballet. And then she did tap, we did tap. She taught me some acrobatic, and I did an adagio with my cousin. He would lift me up in the air and things like that into an angel lift and that. But now they have hip hop and acro and contemporary. They have all this different kind, but ballet is still the foundation.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what do you feel in all your years of teaching, because as I was, preparing to talk with you and meet with you, I saw that you had been celebrated a few years ago now for 50 years of Fabulous with Miss Pauline. So you've had quite an amazing time teaching and doing this work. What was your biggest accomplishment in this?
I taught many students, and when I still see them coming back, they come and they'll always hug me and everything, they really appreciate it. But for all these years, it's just nice to hear the people say thank you to that. And the Monster Mash, we just did it last night for Halloween. And the kids are all in here all dressed up, and so my daughter put it on Facebook. And they'd say that I'm still there doing it.
That's so wonderful.
But I've been teaching 58 years now, so when I had the gala, that was 50 years. At 58 now.
That is so amazing. So what does the future hold for you and for this amazing school that Ruth started originally and you've continued on?
My granddaughter, that's Mary Ellen's girl,
okay,
comes and she does the competition team, a lot of the dances for that. In fact, she's teaching out in Hollidaysburg now at the Holiday Pools. They have a nice ballroom there. Tuesdays and Thursdays she teaches there. So it's nice to know that my daughter's taking over, and then her daughter. My other daughter lives in Virginia, so of course she can't be here, but she danced too. My other granddaughter.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for this. Do you have any final thoughts or anything you want our audience to know about Ruth, and just to wrap up, what her impact on you was?
I did say when I accepted her award that she was a concert violinist, and she taught her whole orchestra. She taught them, and they played her recitals. Then after that, Margaret Barry took over as the pianist. And now we use records and CDs, and now they use their iPhones and plug them in. So all that technology.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. And we'll turn around to our audience now. Audience, it is your turn to share. I hope that you will join in our discussion by leaving a comment below. Maybe you were a former student that was touched by Miss Pauline. Let us know. Did this video inspire you in any way? Do you have a relevant story to share that will help our subscriber community in some way? Let us know in the comments. And if you found today's video to be of interest, make sure to share with your friends and your followers. If you have not had the opportunity yet, please like this video and subscribe to our channel here and on Facebook at ArtsAltoona. We have a weekly newsletter that has something for everybody in Blair County. And just, audience, thank you for your part in ensuring that everyone knows how amazing the Blair County community is and about the people and organizations like Miss Pauline and the work she has done that strive to make it that way. We hope to see you next time at ArtsAltoona Live.